Alright, hello there, everybody. This is a new podcast called Time Out with Cinema. Now, I'm your host, Adithya Kiran, and I'll be joined forever by P Talks from the
Yeah,
YouTube channel D Talks with P Talks.
official.
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 Yes, of course it is
Of
official.
course, it's official. Yeah,
There's so many fake names out there.
it's not. There's a different reason for it. Actually, we made an account, we uploaded videos, but we forgot the password.
That is exciting.
I know. So to create a new channel, we just put official in the end. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, great. Okay.
So we are like huge cinephiles. I am mostly like of the writing and the character arcs and things like that. And Kiran, my friend, he's
yeah,
more
that's
of
me.
he's more of the technical side. What kind of cameras they use, what specific cameras do, and VFX and CGI and things like
Everything about
Everything.
the other side. Post production, pre production, everything.
that. Everything. So
Not pre production exactly. It doesn't matter.
So
Alright.
we are going to be providing different aspects on the same movie. So we are huge fans of Martin Scorsese. He's a very celebrated Hollywood filmmaker. So you have seen how many of his films yet?
One.
One. Would you say? Would you?
I mean, we respect him a lot as a filmmaker.
Yes, obviously.
But we did not have the chance to watch many of his
I have watched
films.
4 of them.
Well, okay.
But would you say you're a fan of him yet? Like right now?
Yeah. The movie which I watched, like right now,
Shutter Island.
Shutter
He
Island.
just finished watching it.
Yeah.
I watched it yesterday and I have my thoughts piled up and I have everything ready.
And so I just finished watching and now I'm recording this podcast.
Yeah.
So everything coming out from my side
It's
is
very
gonna
fresh.
be it's fresh.
Yeah.
It's my thoughts exactly at that moment. Nothing is altered. Nobody is forcing me to say anything.
No, not much influence from
Yeah.
others' point of view. Nice, nice. I have seen King of Comedy, Goodfellas, and The Irishman, and now this film Shutter Island. And I would say I love all of them. And it's not like I don't like them. I freaking love them because they're all like masterpieces, in my opinion. This one I would say it's pretty close to one. Not exactly one. I don't know why. We'll talk about it now.
That's the problem. I haven't watched many movies and I think this is a masterpiece. But yeah.
Okay, fair. Yeah, of course, of
Okay,
course.
so we are gonna be talking about the movie Shutter Island
Yeah,
by Martin Scorsese.
by Martin Scorsese.
Um,
So,
the
basically,
cast of that movie is
Leonardo
DiCaprio, Mark Ruffalo, the guy who played Hulk, if
Ben
some
Kingsley.
people don't know,
Yeah.
and Ben Kingsley.
Ben Kingsley. He's really good in it. He's really good.
He's really good.
And there are other ones which I don't remember.
That's the sad part
That's sad part.
of
It's
life.
not much research.
You don't
man.
remember people's name.
You sound like you're old, but you're not. Okay,
It doesn't matter.
Let's start off with the film. So the basic synopsis is that two detectives, they visit an island which is like very mysterious and creepy, and the score
It is great.
is like haunting. It's somewhat like Christopher Nolan, right? It's like very loud and it's bass.
Loud, bass heavy.
Yeah,
It provides you those chills
yeah, it does.
you need because you have no idea what is going on.
Literally the first frame of the island, and you know something's wrong about it.
Yeah.
And that I feel like that's really like menacing. And in the first shot when we see Leo's character,
Yeah. Puking,
supposedly,
puking.
yeah, Teddy,
He's seasick, okay, guys.
he's not exactly seasick. So you see him puking in front of the mirror, right? That's sort of also, by the way, spoilers are going to be in this.
There are a lot of
A
spoilers.
lot of spoilers. I would say you watch this movie. It's really good. It's on Prime, so, and I think also on Netflix. You guys decide.
I bet it's on Netflix.
Oh.
They have everything.
They do. So you see him puking in front of the mirror, right? That's somewhat showing that he has split personality, and also you see him. He has like a stitch on his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that. In the end, it's actually gone. When he realizes he's Andrew Ladis, the thing's actually gone.
And yeah, people, I bet you guys did not remember, but well, his name,
Hmm.
Leonardo DiCaprio's name as the detective or U.S. Marshal to
Yeah,
be
it's
exact,
Teddy Daniels.
is Teddy Daniels.
Edward Daniels.
Edward
Daniels.
Teddy Daniels.
Yeah. So the thing is, you see him looking outside into the ocean, and he's puking. but he's not exactly seasick because you see him swimming later on.
Yeah.
So the thing is actually, he is
Okay,
his wife.
wait, guys, sorry. I have to put a correction over there. Seasickness is not hydrophobia.
Yeah, I know.
So
Oh,
if he
my bad,
swims
my
in it,
bad.
it doesn't matter.
No, but
The
what?
waviness of the boat is
No,
seasickness.
but he's not.
Fact check.
He's not still seasick. The thing is, actually, he's in reality, in his true persona as Andrew Ladis, his wife drowns the children, right?
Yes.
That's a very traumatic memory for him. And although he changes his identity to recover and forget about that,
Yeah.
it's still in his subconscious, right?
Yeah.
So when sees that, he's subconsciously reminded of that. That's why he doesn't want to see it. That's why it makes him sick. And over the course of the film, you see how he gets over it.
Yeah.
And also this film has this contrast between fire and water. So
I would agree with that.
yeah,
statement.
so like Dolores was mentally unstable and attempted suicide, like tried to attempt suicide by lighting their house on fire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very intentional because she's going crazy. But instead of Leo DiCaprio or Edward helping her or getting her to a mental institute or like taking her for therapy, he just shifts, right? And that doesn't help her mentally much. And because of that, he didn't. He even said that she tried to tell him she is not feeling well, but instead of doing anything after the house caught on fire, he just started drinking, and so he did not take enough responsibility, and because of that, as a sort of aftermath of that, his children died, and so the fire is also sort of traumatic for him.
Yeah.
So like the fire and over the film, when he goes to meet George Noyce in the prison,
Yes.
he constantly lights the matchsticks.
matchstick.
Yeah, that's somewhat metaphorical for him actually being Andrew Ladis, who in his new memory supposedly killed his wife.
Yeah.
But since he is the guy, it's sort of metaphorical. It's like this film is telling you the truth the whole time. You're just not seeing it. And the beauty of one of these films is like very much like a Christopher Nolan movie, where when you watch it a second time, you have a completely different perspective. Exactly. So here he is actually Andrew Ladis, and the film is telling us that, and we don't notice. I mean, unless you predicted it, it shows us how he's slowly overcoming. Because now when he's constantly lighting the matchsticks, right? He wouldn't be doing that if he was not afraid. So he's slowly overcoming
Yeah.
that. He even blows up Ben Kingsley's car in the end.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's sort
But
of metaphorical
according to
for
me,
him.
the first clue they had given that he
Is
was
Ladis.
not Edward.
Uh-huh.
Was
Edward
he
doesn't
was-
even exist.
I mean, like, yeah, Edward didn't exist.
Yeah.
But he was visualizing.
Huh.
Remember this? He was visualizing what happened to the children's drowning. Yeah.
When they said Rachel,
Yeah.
what's her name? Rachel Solando.
Rachel
they
Solando.
they basically took her fake history they created, based on the real life event of what happened to his wife.
What happened to his wife?
So yeah, so he was able to properly visualize because in his subconscious,
Yeah, in his
he has
subconscious
gone through
mind,
it.
he has already gone through that.
Yeah, nice.
But he's not aware of it.
He is not aware of it. Yeah, because the other personality has taken over.
And again, Andrew Ladis is basically George in his dream sequence.
George.
The,
Who's George?
the guy in the prison.
George. George Noyce. Yeah.
So his name is George. I didn't forget his name.
He thought he's
Huh.
Andrew Ladis, but,
Yeah.
but even Teddy, the persona, and Andrew both know that George. They don't think he's Ladis. Ladis in his version is a dude with that, with the scar and all that, but that guy doesn't even exist. And it's pretty metaphorical because now when you watch it for the second time, his wife says that he's here, Andrew Ladis is here.
Yeah,
Well,
it
that's
means
literally-
that Edward is here.
Edward is here. It's the same guy.
It's really good movie.
Exactly.
Actually.
I know. Yeah, that's the thing. You watch it. I was rewatching some of the scenes, and it's like a whole completely different perspective, and I really like that. Also, there's a sense of unease ever since he comes to the island.
Yeah.
Like the score is there, plus the way it's shot, it's somewhat creepy, and you know that something's wrong with the island.
Yeah.
What you doing?
Nothing.
I don't know what to say, bro.
So basically, now let's see. The VFX are really good. First of all.
I've seen the behind the scenes, and there's quite a bit of VFX.
Yeah.
in this movie. Give me a second. Question:
Wow.
will that stop recording?
I believe not.
Hopefully not. Okay,
Okay,
cool.
it's not
Okay,
did not
it is.
stop
It is
recording.
recording.
Okay, that's great for
Okay,
me.
cool, cool. What do you
So
say?
as per the VFX,
Have you seen the behind the scenes? I've seen. So
I haven't seen the behind the scenes.
because you just watched the movie.
I just watched the movie. I
Oh
told
well,
you.
I had the time to, and there's actually a lot of VFX in this.
There's a lot.
There's a lot, but there's also a sense of practicality to this, which is not bad. The production design and the cinematography was also amazing.
Yeah. So I mean, like the most visible VFX shots. First one, which was he was hugging his wife while she was dying.
When she's like turning into ashes in his
Yeah,
dream sequence.
that is of course.
That's obviously
VFX
CGI.
shot.
Yeah, obviously.
Second one was when in the same house of the lake. Yeah, you can see the colors like extremely different.
That's saturated.
That's more saturated, but
That's because it's
like
dream.
pinkish and yeah, that that looked extremely like green screen.
There's a lot of green screen used actually.
There is a lot of.
You know the part where he's climbing down the
Yeah.
the cliff to find his friend? Well, the cliff is actually like a part of it is actually real. Other than that, everything is CGI.
Yeah, like the below the cliff
Below
is
and the top,
completely green screen.
and then even the background and the ocean
Yeah.
is all CG. And you know the part
but
where
really good work on that.
yeah,
though.
the thing is, even if it doesn't look as great to you, it was the visual effects artists themselves said that it was intentional. They wanted it to look right, but just not that right because it's not exactly completely real. And also, you know the part where they go into the
And mainly how they got that is because they were using wait, which one? They were using Arri cameras.
Arri Alexa.
Not Alexa. It's Ariflex. It's a film camera, not the digital one.
Oh, cha.
And they use the Arri Alexa also.
Makes
in some
sense.
places.
Makes sense because Martin Scorsese and film. Do you think he has used a digital camera for any of his films?
Of course, you idiot, Godfather.
No, I'm talking about Martin Scorsese.
Not Godfather.
I
Sorry,
know, that's
guys.
Francis
I
Ford Coppola.
apologize for that statement.
That's Francis Ford Coppola, bro.
I know. Sorry, please don't send hate messages on me.
Wow,
I'm poor boy. Irishman. They had to use three digital cameras.
My bad. Yeah, the Irishman. That's true.
So yeah, and they use anamorphic lenses which have pretty much a lower depth of field. So it will come like most of the portrait mode images. So that shot looked like, especially the one in the
cliff
above the
one?
cliff one.
Yeah.
You can see the background and the foreground easily. It is like crystal clear. So that way it is this thing.
Film.
I found out it's a green screen.
It's a green screen. Yeah. No, but also you know the part where they go into the most dangerous prison, and when they're walking and it's like sewer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you know they're slowly walking, and then the dude is like tag, and then he runs away.
Yeah.
When they're walking amongst that, except for the entrance, everything is green screen. Everything.
Really?
And I couldn't believe that Martin Scorsese is doing this, but it's fine because there's enough practicality also.
Enough practicality, and it's way dark. But one thing I did not understand from the film.
Yeah.
Same shot.
Huh.
Lights are on. Backup generator failed. Lights are on.
Actually.
And over that he's lighting a match to
Matchstick.
see.
I mean, only in the starting it was there, but other than that.
I was like, is he blind by any chance?
No, the thing is, and also you know the scene where he is dreaming about his wife and the fire starts, right?
Yeah.
Well, you said the background looks fake and it's green screen. He's actually in the set of a house, but the thing is, the lady wasn't there and the fire was fake.
Yeah.
The fire was digital, but the setting.
No,
and,
but I didn't mention that scene. That scene, of course, the wife was fake. The scene where he walks onto the lake area. There's another scene. There's a second shot of another house. In that, the background, the area of the lake it looks completely fake.
That looks kind of fake. That to be honest is kind of fake. But I feel like you could say one thing you could say is that's to add to the dreamlike feeling of the scene. So I feel like, or maybe we're just finding meaning where there isn't one, which is
It doesn't matter.
overanalyzing. That can be a
But
problem.
it looked very green screen because
Yeah.
even the tracking was a bit off at few seconds.
Yeah,
I
something
mean, they have
kind
done
of-
a really good job, especially in the cliff scene. Like, it looked, despite it being like
CG.
like
Green
not
screen,
CG,
green screen.
VFX.
VFX, my bad.
Guys, you have to understand this
Yeah,
meaning.
please clear it.
VFX and CGI are not the same. CGI is computer generated imagery.
Hmm.
So if I make any like I don't know a 3D model and put it on a live object, that's CGI.
Hmm. Hmm.
If I make an animation, that's CGI, not VFX.
Hmm.
VFX is having any other elements except for
Which is
what
real.
original.
The elements
if it's
being real.
or a CGI, it
Acha,
doesn't
acha.
matter.
Okay.
On a real set,
Acha,
a
acha.
real shot, live action shot,
Huh.
where there is nothing over there,
Huh.
that's VFX.
So in
So if I
Detective
have
in
a-
Detective Pikachu, Pikachu's VFX
Yeah, Pikachu is CGI. But
He's
the
CGI.
Pokemon being in the live
is
VFX.
Acha, nice.
Even if I record fire
Huh.
and put it right in front of my face right now
Huh.
through computer, that's VFX.
Huh.
Despite the fire is not CGI.
Huh.
The fire is something I recorded
Yeah, in real life.
in real life.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I'm not. So back to the shot in the cliff. I'm not sure if it's VFX or CGI. But it looked. If it was CGI, no, because I don't know. It might be also. You never know.
You never know.
That is one of the most realistic shots I've seen.
That's true. It's pretty good.
But also, again, another CGI shot I should mention. When Edward comes back from that cliff after climbing back,
After that cliff, he meets Rachel.
he meets
like
Rachel
like a
after he
manifestation
climbs
of
the cliff
yeah.
back.
He sees rats and then sees
He
Rachel.
climbs it up.
Yeah, while climbing up.
Yeah.
No, he sees a
He-
light and
he-
his rats
yeah.
come out. Yeah.
No, when he goes back up and goes to the hospital.
Ha.
that
After
time-
meeting Rachel.
After meeting Rachel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes to that hospital where Ben Kingsley was. They came out of meeting.
That's when he tells him that there is no partner.
There's no partner.
Acha, that one. Okay,
So
continue.
Ben Kingsley starts smoking and the smoke looked so awful.
Oh, he
It
did?
looked- Yeah, it
I
did.
didn't notice.
It looked like a stock footage of smoke.
Really? I need to see
Yeah.
that scene again then.
Yeah, it looked so fake.
Oh.
Either if it's real smoke, I don't know, they must have put a lot of backlight into it and it looks horrible.
Oh.
I'm just saying that shot.
Okay.
And again, another one, when he climbs the lighthouse,
Mm-hmm.
do you remember how the camera is tracking him
As he's climbing the stairs.
as he climbing the
Yeah,
stairs?
it's
The camera is rotating with him.
it's actually inspired from like 1950s noir films. Very heavily inspired from
So,
1950s noir
you know
films.
what I think they did? 'Cause
What?
of course, I haven't seen the behind the scene.
Yes. He
What?
just watched it.
Yeah, I just watched the movie.
Yeah.
So what I think they did
Yeah.
was it was like a treadmill of a
Oh, okay.
yeah. So basically, this spiral.
Just for that one shot, all this you have to do.
It's a spiral,
Ha.
of course, staircase.
Yeah.
But that can turn. So he's just walking up the stairs.
Huh.
But again, because he will move up, they have a slider, jib arm or a slider which keeps moving with him. So that's how they got that shot.
That's what you think.
And the
I
background is green screen.
green screen, huh?
It's not exactly green
I mean,
in color.
it's not. The thing is, it's probably not as noticeable because it's not for long. It's like I think maximum 5 seconds.
2 seconds.
Two-
2
yeah,
seconds.
two-
But there were like 3 of them.
This
Three
just
shots.
shows us how much work can go in for a shot of 2 seconds. How much like intricacies are there in shooting a film. But I feel like one character arc that Leo DiCaprio or Teddy goes through. Teddy goes through is of letting go of his wife, which is a slightly predictable arc, but it's a good arc. I mean, when he sees his wife in a dreamlike state, I'm like, I directly knew that okay, his arc is going to be of letting go of his wife's memory because it's messing him up.
Yeah.
Right, and when he takes her tie, which is a funny line, he's like, "But that's a damn ugly tie,"
But that's the damn ugly.
and then he burns it, and then that's him symbolically letting go of
Letting
that
go of his wife.
sort of. But
Sometimes he should have listened to his wife.
he should no he was flawed in not helping her. He
Yeah.
made a mistake. Of course, he made a mistake in not understanding her, and that's why I feel like one of his arc is of letting go of his wife. He made a mistake, but we're all flawed, and that's what Scorsese's films dive in. He dives in flawed people and how they are redeemable because we can't always make the perfect choices. Anything to say?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Guys, as I told you, I've seen only Shutter Island, but I've seen some parts of
Irishman.
Aviator. Not
Aviator.
Irishman.
My bad. You were telling
Ah,
me yesterday.
Netflix, man.
Sorry. Yeah.
So, I've seen some parts of The Aviator,
Huh.
and it shows how flawed he is actually. So
I haven't seen The Aviator, but I know that the Leo DiCaprio's character is germophobic.
yes,
He's
yes.
heavily germophobic. I've seen him washing his
But I've
hands a lot
seen
and all
a
that.
very small part, so I don't remember much of it. It was many years back. So yeah. Now let's go to the next thing, which is
What is that? So one thing I would like to talk about is the amazing use of color.
the color.
The color is really good. I am so like, and the thing is, sometimes I mean, obviously, it's sort of like an obvious detail, but during his dreamlike sequences, it's obviously saturated
Yeah,
to
way
show its
saturated.
dreamlike state, and sometimes the color palette is slightly desaturated, but that's to show the grim nature of the situation or the movie or of the traumatic memories. And I feel, and the cinematography is by Robert Richardson. I feel like he did a really good job.
Yeah, he did a really good
He
job.
did a really good job, and the production design. I love the production design. The sets of the island itself and the different kinds of wards.
What?
That's pretty like imaginative and something unlike I've seen before.
Yeah.
So I really
Using
like
a
that.
Civil War fort as
Civil
a
War Fort,
ward.
yeah, that's pretty good.
That is an interesting analogy
Even
for
the lighting.
showing how dark-minded people are.
Yeah.
But Civil War was a dark moment,
Obviously.
really dark.
Yeah,
moment,
it's
I
really-
believe. It's my perspective.
Yeah, it's not like a great thing. It's a tragic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also I like the sequences of his traumatic memories. Teddy's traumatic memories as a war hero,
Yeah.
where there's like a dude's like face is blown off.
Face is
That was
blown off.
very bloody, but and also the several icy bodies.
Yeah, people are frozen.
Yeah. Some people looked kind of fake, but like some of them looked quite real.
Quite realistic.
Yeah,
the
but-
ones which are outside mainly.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. But that portrayed the horror, and I love the scene where his daughter, who he doesn't know is his daughter yet,
Yeah.
is lying on that Rachel nurse,
Yeah.
and there's like snowflakes or something falling from the sky, and the slow motion is like it really sells
It's
you
really great.
tells you about the dreamlike traumatic memories he's revisiting.
But dude, if this movie is based on real life story, that guy's imagination is extremely
Like detailed and vivid.
detailed.
Yeah, I know. It's actually an adaptation, and most of Scorsese's films are adaptations. Like I watched, out of like the films I watched later after researching, I realized I'm like, oh, there's a book on this. Okay, like Irishman is a book called I Heard You Paint Houses.
Yeah.
And even Goodfellas is actually I think a novel. I'm not sure about Goodfellas. King of Comedy King of Comedy I think is completely original. And The Aviator, Wolf of Wall Street, and even this film Shutter Island is all adaptations. And Wolf of Wall Street and Aviator is based on real life people.
Yeah.
This I don't think is real life based. But one thing, Leo DiCaprio said that they actually shot this in an abandoned mental asylum. So they could all
Wow.
they could
Alright.
they could already feel a sense of unease, like in the set. So because if they created it, it would feel slightly artificial.
Yeah.
But this already set the mood for them. And yeah, and I like that the escape was faked. Like in the end, it was very weird because Leo DiCaprio and Mark Ruffalo are trying to figure out where Rachel went and all, and suddenly they're like, oh yeah, we found Rachel, and then suddenly she's just there, but in actuality she's a nurse
Yeah.
who's pretending to be Rachel. Her acting was so good. It fooled.
Actually, it felt. I mean, the nurse and the actress. It felt like actually she was in a mental.
mental psychotic state.
psychotic state,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was really good. And she managed to fool Teddy.
Teddy.
That's his name, right?
That's Edward.
Edward. Let's
Teddy,
just
I
call
think
him
it's
Teddy.
like his middle name or something.
Yeah, hopefully.
Edward, Ted.
Something like
thing.
that. I don't exactly remember. But yeah, I loved like the fantasies that he keeps on reiterating, which is somewhat like Joker. But I feel like this feels more chaotic than Joker's fantasy.
Because I can tell you why also. I don't know. I don't know if there's the real reason.
At least he has seen Joker, so
I've seen Jokers. Yeah.
I've seen Joker. I love Joker.
So yeah, even I do.
Obviously.
Alright, so the reason it felt more chaotic than Joker. Joker is on a perspective of becoming a new mental
becoming
He's becoming a new psychotic.
while becoming the Joker, he's actually feeling more free as
Yeah, he's feeling more free, but he's becoming.
he's becoming a different
he's
person.
just becoming a different person. He's in like stages going on.
That's the
till
whole
end.
movie. Yeah.
Till the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
This one, he's already a guy who's completely screwed up.
But it is revealed to us that he's screwed up from the start in the end.
Yeah, in the end.
That's one thing. But I'll tell you one more thing, right? Joker, Arthur is going through sad things, but his fantasies are about good things. Murray wants to be, Murray is his father figure. You know, so basically I feel like it feels more chaotic because his dreamlike sequences are actually sad, whereas Joker's dreamlike sequences are actually good things happening to him, but that's in his mind. But one thing I just love this movie, it really made you feel for how how strong the human mind is, or how weak the human mind is, and how sensitive it is, and like how much a man can go through and how he deals with it. How does Leo DiCaprio deal with this? He literally forms a new identity and he forgets about his real one, or it's obviously in his subconscious because he remembers later. But it shows us how it's I feel like it's a very real, very gritty portrayal of mental health.
Yeah.
In this.
By the way, dude, what the way the storyline goes and the acting, of course.
Of course.
At starting, when like it felt like a normal case. Like, people,
felt like a normal mystery thriller.
It just felt like a normal mystery thriller.
Yeah.
But then when they reached the church, I guess, the graveyard.
The graveyard, yeah.
That scene, I'm like, this place is gross.
Yeah.
Screw the mental asylum.
Yeah.
But then at the end, you'll be like, what?
Yeah, I know.
Completely different.
The thing is, he's solving the case, but in actuality, he's actually getting a deeper look into himself. And even we are, because we aren't told everything. We are not like Ben Kingsley who know everything from the start. We are with Leo DiCaprio, and the film is from his perspective, because in every scene he's there. He's there. So this is all from his perspective, and he's also uncovering the truth about himself, as we are uncovering the truth with him.
Dude, Mark Ruffalo was great.
He's really good.
Really good.
I just love the way he talks. He's like very chill about it.
Boss, so we got a problem here.
Yeah.
These two people have come here.
Yeah.
Yeah, get out of this place.
It's pretty good. Mark Ruffalo is really good, and also Michelle Williams, who plays Dolores.
Yeah.
The scene where after she is drowning, she's on the swing, and then in the end when Leo DiCaprio's like, baby, why are you wet? Where are the kids? And she's like, and then that scene was so scary.
Yeah.
And it's like,
because you know what is gonna happen,
but you still want to see how it unfolds. And like he runs off to his children and he's yelling and he's trying to like bring them back, but it's too late. And then and then Dolores comes and she's like, we will dry them off. We will take them for a picnic.
That is
scary. That was so creepy. She's really good. And then he shoots her, which I predicted. But it's not the predictability. It's about how the scene takes place and how you react.
Yeah,
to it.
I was like, doesn't she die?
And also Leo was so good in that scene. Both of them are amazing in that scene. And one thing about Michelle Williams, I don't think you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
First, two things. She's in Venom. You've seen Venom?
I've seen her, but I felt Venom was a bit boring for me.
I loved Venom, although it's a bad movie. It's one of those it's good, it's bad movies.
Yeah, the starting I didn't feel for
the
it.
movie is really bad writing wise, but the thing is, it's actually fun for me. I watched it in theaters and it was a lot of fun. But one thing is she is Eddie's girlfriend, and one thing, she is Heath Ledger's wife, Michelle Williams.
Oh.
Yeah, and they even have a child. I think it's a daughter, I'm not sure. And then after Heath Ledger's unfortunate passing, then she is, I think, married to someone else now. But she's Heath Ledger's former wife. So yeah, but still she's really
Respect
good.
to Heath Ledger. He's a great guy.
Heath Ledger is so good. We could do a podcast on the Dark Knight.
Podcast on Dark Knight.
Which we will be in the Christopher Nolan podcast. It's coming later. So
it's gonna be pretty much the next one, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe the next one. That's what we're planning on.
Yeah.
But yeah, and what else is there? Yeah, the Chuck, Mark Ruffalo's character, it's pretty fun to see. It's like, oh, Chuck exists, and then suddenly you feel like, oh, he doesn't exist. And suddenly he just comes in the lighthouse And he's like, oh, he does exist,
He
but
does exist.
but he's not a federal marshal. He's a psychiatrist.
He's a psychiatrist.
There's one clue. There's several clues given once you see it a second time. You know the scene when they enter the asylum, right?
Yeah.
They both are asked to give their guns. So in reality,
Yeah, he struggles to take off his gun.
Exactly.
If he was a marshal, he wouldn't.
And he couldn't even take out his gun, so he literally took off his holster and gave it to the guy.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Edward or Leo could do it properly because in real life he was a
He
marshal.
was a U.S. marshal.
He was a US marshal, and so he has had training and practice. This also explains how he's sort of violent
Yeah.
with the other patients and all that. And it's just fun to know that there's a 67th patient, and the 67th patient is
It's
him.
him. And
Yeah.
he's like, he like, goes like full on detective mode, finds out there's a 67th
Yeah.
patient.
And you're like, oh, that's him.
And like, he's just talking about
Yeah,
himself.
I know, right? But
All those people in the boardroom, they're like,
that's the thing.
man,
The
it's
thing is,
you.
all the nurses and all the staff know him and know that the trauma and the tragedy he's been through. But the funny thing, and they're laughing at him, right, in that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because this guy is trying to figure out who they are, but he's like, bro, it's you only. But since but it's so sad. He has lost his mind to such a point that he literally believes he's been to this place. And when he enters the asylum, he's like, oh, I feel like I've seen this place. I'm like, yeah, bro, you've been here for years. And also, Ben Kingsley said that they made a breakthrough 9 months ago, and then he again went back to his fantasy of being a marshal, and then he again came back. So that's pretty cool. And also, yeah, what else is there? I have to see everything. So yeah, first thing, this movie made me. I know. This movie made me feel like I'm going crazy.
It did make me feel like I'm going crazy because
Insane.
it changes our perspective on things.
Yeah, it does.
Definitely.
It does. And it's pretty cool how the whole everyone in the asylum, so Ben Kingsley and the staff and the nurses and all that,
Yeah.
they were doing role play. They were role playing the whole film to make a breakthrough, and so this will get Leo to accept his reality. And they sort of did, but in the end, it didn't exactly work out,
Yeah,
right?
it didn't work out. Turns out he was acting
Yeah, sort of.
about that also.
Yeah.
Damn smart fellow he is.
No, he wasn't exactly acting about being Teddy. He just forgot about it and he created a new persona. And they did all this just hoping that he'll be able to face his reality and make a breakthrough about his
I'll explain you what happened.
lobotomized and trauma.
He acted like as if he's a ladis in that scene. Afterwards,
Which one?
after he faints in the lighthouse,
In the lighthouse and he wakes
then
up.
he comes back in the bed.
Oh, so you think he's not ladies?
He still has the mindset of an Edward.
Acha.
So he refers to.
You think he's faking it in that
He
kind of
refers to
terms?
Mark Ruffalo as Chuck. Meanwhile,
Oh, he does?
yeah. Meanwhile, he
I
doesn't.
see
Know,
that again.
meanwhile, he doesn't. Chuck doesn't exist. So that's how I found out that he is still thinks that he is Edward.
Acha, I don't think so, but that's the fun of it.
That's why Mark Ruffalo also says, "Yeah, boss."
Yeah, and that in the end. Oh, that in the end.
That in the end.
That
that's
I'll
why.
explain. That you explain, son. I'll wait. I'll explain. I think I know what it is, but also
But
one
he
thing.
acted that he was Andrew Ladle for just that moment.
That's what.
In the
This is a theory, by the way.
This is theory.
This is
of
a
course.
theory. Don't take it officially, but yeah. But also,
Scorsese, if you're watching, if you're listening to this by any chance
he
in this
can't
world,
be listening to this. He
I
doesn't
don't
use
know why
internet.
you will be, but if you are,
Bro, he's reading another novel for another film, maybe. Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Most likely.
if you're listening to this,
Yeah, maybe.
please tell us,
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't think he will because that's the ambiguity that he wants us to live.
Yeah.
In. Also, he's on vacation with his granddaughter in like fishing and all that. So.
I bet there's no internet over there,
Dude's
so yeah, it
chilling.
doesn't
Dude's
matter.
chilling, bro. But one thing I like this film is, Dr. Jeremiah, the old dude.
Yeah.
Like the first dude when he meets in the Civil War room and he sees the old
Yeah.
man. Yeah. That dude believes in experimenting with the patients and he just sees them as borderline crazy
Yeah.
and irredeemable. Whereas Ben Kingsley or Dr. Colley believes in talking to them and listening to them and understanding them, which is basically how like therapy works nowadays, right?
Yeah.
So the Jeremiah dude believes in lobotomizing them and keeping them under control. Doesn't see them as human beings who can get redeemed or who can get out of this terrible mental state. But Dr. Colley or Ben Kingsley he finds the other route. Because they tried to lobotomize Edward so many times, but he kept on postponing it. Because they kept on going with his role play and they wanted to see if they made a breakthrough. And the scene where they're investigating Rachel's location, right?
Yeah.
You know the scene, where the cops are just like very bored and just,
Yes, because they're like acting literally.
yeah, because they know that Rachel doesn't exist. They're
Yes.
finding a person doesn't, so they don't have any motivation or any reason to find.
Find
So
them.
that's like little details, and also the part where he's investigating patients.
Yeah, he's talking to people.
Edward. When he's interviewing the lady.
She says run.
Not that. No, it's not that. It's when you see every shot in the lady, there's a guard behind her.
Yeah.
Because she's a mental patient, so she requires security, and even behind Edward there's a guard, because in reality he's actually a patient too, but he doesn't know it. And in any shot in that same scene, when you see Mark Ruffalo, there's nobody behind him.
There's nobody behind
Because he's actually a psychiatrist who works there. He doesn't need security or help.
Security.
And also when she drinks water, in the scene you see, when she drinks water, you could see her hand going up, but there's no glass. And then it cuts to the next shot when she keeps it down and there's a glass over there.
Yeah, I got confused.
I'll explain the scene. As I said, Edward, he's reminded of his trauma when he sees water. His mind cancelled it. His mind cancelled that water glass out.
Okay.
So, and some people think it's a mistake, but it's not. It's Scorsese.
Scorsese.
You think he'll make a mistake? He'll go through so many reruns of this thing, and he knows what he's doing. So those little details are actually adding up to this, and these things you might not notice. I didn't notice at first.
Which one?
These little details I'm telling you,
Yeah.
the security guard, the water, the fire water comparison. That's after, but these little things help you appreciate the film more, or you might notice them on second viewing, which I didn't get to do because I watched this film yesterday only. But I have had more
Hey,
time to think about
The
it.
recent movie, boys.
Huh?
We watched this movie so recently.
Very recently. Yeah, I was
This is
actually
like a first view, actually.
yeah.
this
This is obviously after the first
Honestly,
watch.
our first view.
First watch. Exactly.
Nobody is telling us what to say. We're doing this on our own will.
Improvisation, like most of
Pretty
Scorsese's actors. But yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I love the last line that of Edward, which is which one is worse, live as a monster or die as a good man? That's such a good line.
That's such a good line.
And like,
By the way, this is a 2010 movie.
I know, right? 10,
Dark
no?
Knight, it's 2010.
10. I didn't check. I know it's in 2000s, but that's when in the. Oh, did you notice one thing? I told you that Leo's arc is to get over his dead wife,
Yeah.
which was the exact same arc in Christopher Nolan's Inception, which is the same year.
Yeah.
The
Fun fact.
Same year.
Better fun fact.
Yes, tell me.
I was gonna compare that line
Huh.
to
Inception.
not Inception, Dark Knight.
How exactly were you gonna compare it?
Huh?
How exactly were you gonna compare it?
I mean, the lines are literally the same thing. You either live,
You
die
as
as
a
a
hero
hero,
or
live
live
to
as
see
a
yourself become the villain.
Ah, my god, so many. And Inception and Dark Knight were the same director. But
I bet they're best friends, man. Nolan and Scorsese.
Scorsese, yeah, of course. No, Nolan was a huge fan of Scorsese.
Yeah.
He's been in interviews and he's like geeking out. So like that's the thing, and also,
Yeah.
but it's so hilarious because Leo is in both movies, and they both have a dead wife whose mental state went full crazy, and they both died. I mean, obviously in different ways. Inception, his wife killed herself. But they both had the same arc of letting them go. But I wouldn't exactly blame them. Leo's like, okay, 2 movies from 2 amazing directors and 2 same character arcs. Why
And
not?
2 people dying.
2 people dying.
One is way crazier.
Yeah, one is
in
good.
another person.
Yeah,
another
and
way.
another person goes crazy by like the whole fake, which is fake, what is reality.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah,
such
by
a
the way,
yeah.
by
You were
the
saying
way,
you were
just fun fact.
Hmm.
I saw Inception with my dad. He hates that movie.
Why?
I'll tell you, I mean, like, because there's so many, like, like, he
Layers
goes
and
into dreams, right?
Did he got confused or something?
He got so confused that he's like, I just hate this movie. I'm not watching this anymore. He's like, which dream are they now? Who's are they?
So many layers. Yeah. I feel.
Just
I like
gets
that,
confused, but that's Nolan also.
Obviously, I've heard a lot of people who watched Tenet that it's a great sequel to Inception,
Yeah.
but we haven't watched Tenet yet. I want it
Oh,
badly,
yeah.
but according to the situation right now, we cannot.
We cannot.
So yeah, but one thing, that line "live as a monster, die as a good man" is it's like somewhat deep and like psychological and thematic, and I feel like he's living right now, but he's not exactly a monster. He's actually a good man, and he killed his wife because first of all his wife
First
killed
of
his
all, his
children.
wife killed
Second,
his-
his wife said free me. Plus, it would have been worse for her to live, and I feel like she'd prefer to just die by then. So he's not exactly bad, but he's just broken. And I
Oh
feel
yeah,
like
by the way, another thing, another comparison to Inception,
Inception?
and this,
Huh.
the children.
the actually
He wants back the children, both the same.
my god, actually, but and 2010 also. So I'm not exactly blaming them that they would.
I mean, they were like, we have to make a movie
Ah.
where a guy
Ah.
has lost his wife
Ah.
and they have something to do with children.
Yeah, but at least
And their wives are crazy.
At least
And it should be the same actor.
yeah, exactly. But at least Dom's children aren't dead. Dom from Inception.
Dom's children, but it has something to do with
Something to do with
children.
children. Yeah, they're related. But I feel like one thing just adds to the paranoia. You never see the outside world. You you only see the island.
Yeah, you only see the island.
You never get
You never get a shot of the outside world except for the two rooms
Except-
and the lake.
except for the lake. Have you mentioned
Only
it?
those three shots.
Yeah.
The lake, the
The room.
room.
No, we get the Nazi place also, bro.
Nazi place also. Yeah. Other than those, you never see
Other
the
than
outside world.
it's just like side stories.
That's
It
what-
goes to side
that
stories.
immerses you because the island is like it feels like a character in and of itself.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the thing, and that adds to the paranoia because you even hear the lady say that I've heard things about the outside world, about televisions, boxes that show screens and the bombs
Shows faces.
that reduce cities to ash,
Ashes.
things like that. So you don't exactly see that yourself because that gives you the perspective of the woman herself.
Yeah.
So I feel like that adds to the paranoia, and obviously the scene where the children are murdered. That's another place.
That's another.
And I feel like this film talks about about the psychological troubled people and empathy for the mentally ill,
Yeah.
because
It's just basically saying that you should not just like degrade people who with mental instability.
yeah, that's true. You have to
It's giving a social message to
treat.
people.
You have to treat
Not just a movie. It's
them.
giving a social message.
Yeah,
Please honor that
there's a Joker line. It's not about money. It's about sending a
message.
This probably will come up several times. Another Nolan
yeah,
reference.
okay.
This is basically Nolan podcast part 1. It's like part of this. It's embedded.
Foreshadowing what's gonna happen
Foreshadowing.
later.
I know, but it's more effective than Joker. I feel in talking about mental health and
Yeah.
telling us because how the best possible way to deal with this, listen to them. You have to listen,
Yeah.
listen and understand and get a hold of the situation, and then move forward in trying to help them. But listening is the first and one of the most important and vital keys to helping things like this. And I feel like it's the one more message this film is, it's about letting go of your past.
Yeah.
Don't hold on to it.
Don't
because-
hold on to it.
because sometimes the past is not pretty. It can be pretty ugly, and it's not about it's about letting go of your past and accepting reality.
Yeah.
That's
what he says.
That's the thing, exactly. And in the end, when he said, and you were saying no, Mark Ruffalo says, "Yeah, boss." That's what I think is he went back to being Edward.
He went back to being Edward because he doesn't wanna.
He can't live with the fact that he did all this. He killed his wife and things like that happened with him. But I feel like
Mainly,
I feel like he
went
knows.
back to becoming Chuck because
Because he's back to become Edward.
ladies became Edward
Edward
again.
again. No, but in the end, like Ben Kingsley looked kind of sad because for 2 years they've been trying to experiment and role play with him to
Role
make a
play with
breakthrough,
him.
and it failed.
It failed heavily.
And that's why he talks to the old Jeremiah dude, and when the dude comes with the sharp thing, they're going to
Yeah.
lobotomize him. And I like that in the end he just accepts. He just goes with
he
it.
just accepts.
because
he just goes.
because I don't think he can live with the fact that he went through all those things, and it's somewhat suicidal because he's emptying all those memories and traumatic stuff, and it's somewhat suicidal.
I mean, I was like predicting like now he's just gonna kill himself after he knows everything.
Exactly, But that's one way. But I feel like that's too cliche.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like,
This is somewhat like
no,
suicide,
like,
but it's a
before
different.
before he just walks out with those people.
Huh.
I was just looking like that guy came out with a knife kind of thing, a needle,
Yeah,
big ass needle.
yeah.
I thought he's like he's just gonna snatch it from that guy as if they're just gonna walk and
I
just.
thought he's gonna go crazy again.
Yeah, no, he like just snatch it from that guy and just kill himself.
That does.
I'm like, at first I thought they were gonna murder him or something.
Yeah.
But that's you're hiding a needle.
But you know they show him. They show the lighthouse in the final
Yeah.
shot. So I feel like
I mean, he also knows that they're gonna come for him.
Yeah,
Because he looks at
yeah.
That's
He's also very
Leo's.
violent patient.
That's Leo's acting skills.
Leo. We need
They
to talk
don't
about.
show-
We need to talk about Leo.
I mean, like they do not. Martin do not show like he's looking into it. He just looks like as if he's just looking into the horizon. But then you know also that he is looking into that needle.
Yeah.
Like no, he knows what is gonna come next to
And
him,
he's accepted
and
it.
he's accepting it.
Yeah.
And that's the character.
And he'd rather choose to forget about it, which
Yeah, but the acting,
is so good.
yeah, he just looks at it, slight disappointed, concern.
Ha ha ha.
That subtle, the extremely slight disappointment, concern, that makes it look like as if he's looking into that needle. Otherwise, if you had a normal actor like me, that's a well roasted.
Self-roasted, exactly.
Yeah. So if you had like a person like me, then of course I could not portray that I'm looking at a needle.
Yeah.
It looks like as if I'm just gonna randomly act. I'm just gonna walk,
Yeah.
and then they're just gonna
But the
stab
little
me.
intricacies add to the experience.
Add to the experience.
I love the scene in the lighthouse where he just goes full berserker.
Yeah.
And he's like, what else going on? And then he's like, you can't fool me. And then everything just goes up, like, downhill.
Oh, yeah, by the way, I just spotted this mistake, okay?
In the
The
film.
lighthouse scene.
Yeah.
When Mark Ruffalo, not lighthouse scene exactly, in the bedroom scene again, when Mark was like Andrew, which is calling out when he's standing. But then next shot is he's trying to help this guy, Leo, in the lighthouse. But it turns out it's completely different timelines. But yeah.
So when he was trying to, like, as Ladies or let's just call Leo falls down in the lighthouse, I saw a spotlight disappearing.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's cool.
That's intentional, by the way.
That's intentional, but
Yeah.
like spotlight, okay, cool.
Yeah, he's going
Just
to
showing
migraines
it.
and all that. And exposure to light will make him feel that.
But what I felt,
Huh.
like they should have kept it like the whole time because it feels a lot off. Camera's also moving extremely fast from top. That looked really cool. But then suddenly the light just flashes on. So if it was moving a bit slower, you wouldn't notice that much, I bet. But because it moved fast and then the light just flashed on,
Yeah.
it looked, of course, fake.
Okay.
I would just say that.
It's like two
Like, I mean, like-
seconds, but okay.
2 seconds, but yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
Like 1 second. If you had added the light for 1 more second, then it wouldn't have been a problem.
Sharp eyes, okay.
I wasn't on the TV, okay?
But one thing about Shutter Island. Okay?
Yeah.
Shut her island. Okay? Shot her island.
Wow.
I know, right? Also,
That is just weird ass stuff. The main reason why
I
it's
know.
called Shutter Island is because they're locking people up. Shutter is basically closing from the outside
yeah, that's
world.
obviously one thing, but it's somewhat coincidental. isn't
Yeah.
it? But also, I have a bad meme, a bad pun. What I listen to.
Let's please don't listen to that.
So, what do you call this movie if it turned out to be bad?
What?
Gutter Island.
Oh, wow.
No, but this movie has 68% on Rotten Tomatoes. Can you believe that? It's the exact same percentage as Joker on Rotten Tomatoes, and I feel like it should be 90%.
It should be 90%.
And I'm not just, and we both are not just saying that because they're like, oh, it's Scorsese, it has to be good. We literally had a long conversation about why it's so metaphorical.
Yeah, we have a 49-minute conversation
as of now
about why it's good.
Good, it's really good.
Come on.
Yeah.
But
With very minor nitpicks and
Yeah.
that's it. No,
But dude, you don't see much of the warden.
Oh yeah, we don't.
He just comes in like 2 scenes.
Hey,
One in the.
Can I tell you one thing about Warden? Warden jumbled up is Andrew.
Please don't.
Actually, Warden Andrew.
Yeah, but he's not. There's nothing related to that.
That's somewhat coincidence. I don't think that's just a coincidence, but fine. Okay, but actually, it's
Why?
they're
It's a
anagrams.
coincidence.
They're anagrams, just pointing it out.
Great.
But do you have anything to say before I say my conclusion?
Yeah, we don't see much of the warden much. He just comes in two scenes, which is inside the shelter, and then in the three scenes actually, in the bedroom and outside with the both the professors. Fun fact: the second guy, the old guy,
The Jeremiah?
yeah, Jeremiah,
Like the dude who he like stabbed
Yeah.
in the,
he didn't die.
He didn't die.
I'm like,
He's
that guy's dead,
the
son.
Nazi dude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, he dead, son.
And then
Yeah, and like next shot, he's like, hello there.
he's
I'm
not dead.
alive.
He's not dead.
As you see, I'm not dead.
Oh my god. Oh, also,
That's a reference to Black
rest in
Panther.
peace,
Yeah,
Chadwick.
rest in
That's really
peace,
upsetting.
Chadwick. That's really sad.
Yes, that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I feel and this film is so bloody. It's just blood. It's Scorsese. It's just very violent.
It's very violent.
The scene where he
But the
when
blood is not shown that much.
not that much, but there's one scene
No, actually, no. I just
in the dream
just take back that word which I said.
take back
It
the
is
sentence.
shown pretty much.
Yeah, bro, the dude.
I just forgot about the
Nazi
scene
dude.
in the Nazi. Yeah.
And also the dreamlike sequence where he sees Rachel with the children.
Yeah.
And that was so bloody.
That was so
I
bloody.
freaked out for a second. She's like, Daddy, I'm like, what happened? And you just hear him like, oh shit.
Oh yeah. By the way.
Yeah.
While he's hugging his wife in the dream sequence where she turns into
Ash,
ashes,
yeah.
wine is literally pouring out of her body.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, I bet it's blood, but it looks so much like wine.
I've seen the behind the scenes and there's nothing there, obviously. He's just holding nothing. There's nothing.
He was literally holding nothing for the whole scene.
Not for the. No, obviously he's holding his wife, but when she turns to ashes, he's
Turns
probably-
into ashes, of course, we
obviously
are not gonna be holding
no,
anything.
I don't feel like they'll be putting too much work into putting a CGI wife over there.
That is a CG wife.
No, in the end, like when they're dancing and holding, obviously it's real.
CGI, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So, may I conclude?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
I give you the permission.
So I feel like one of the main themes of this film is one of the major like message this film tells us, which is not so subtle, which I like. It's for us to decode. Is that what's true is in front of us, but sometimes we look past it, we don't accept it, but in the end we have to accept reality. We have to take things, or we have to take the things into account, and we have to move on and build from that.
Yes.
And I feel like that's a very beautiful message.
And with that, we'll be ending this episode of this podcast.
Episode 1 podcast, first
Episode-
podcast ever.
First podcast ever for
both
both of us. Yeah.
I hope we did well, and if there's any suggestions or feedback, please do tell us.
Please do tell us.
We are-
And please don't send hate messages.
But they
We-
need to know where to send. Okay, we have Instagram accounts.
We have Instagram account. I'll probably try my best to link it on Spotify, Apple Music. It's gonna be on Spotify, Apple Music,
YouTube most likely.
YouTube. It's gonna be there
Fine,
pretty
so
much.
Yeah.
SoundCloud is
A
okay.
lot of streaming platforms basically.
streaming platform.
My Instagram account is detox with p_draws, and Adithya, yours is? Do you remember?
I remember, but for
Add-
some reason I just don't want to say my.
Add-
I'll make a new account
Oh,
for this purpose, and I'm gonna. Well, alright. So I'm gonna put the link in the description for that.
Okay, sure, cool.
So yeah, this is Time Out with Cinema.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm your host Adithya Kiran,
And-
signing out.
And I'm
And
also
yeah,
there.
he's
I'm
also there.
I'm
Yeah.
also there. Thank you very much. Okay.
And
Goodbye.
signing out.
Farewell.
Goodbye. Keep watching movies, I guess. I don't know. You have a lot of time nowadays.
Yeah. And just try your best. It's a pretty cool
Try your
art
best.
form and medium to, understand
Get
different
Netflix.
things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Bye.